Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers.
Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times. Every turn, every line we find, trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every set of bill from the ground we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go in. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Got weekly sets ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear. Yeah, we test, we tone, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, we're the reason you're leading Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1, yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, Tier 1 setup shop. Tier 1. Till we build, till we build, till we build, Tier 1 setup shop.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
This isn't just another sim race. This isn't just another online league. And this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
This isn't just
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. My name is Pat Wilkinson, up in the booth. Joining me tonight, are the voices inside my head once again out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here at Pocono in its 2009 configuration. We have once again smoked ourselves back in time to 2009 here at Pocono, the tricky triangle here in Pennsylvania. Only 3 turns out here tonight, only a handful of drivers as well, only 15 cars registered for the race. Krishan Elliott with the fastest car on track, Dakota Henderson in the 5 we're on board with now, Tice Sykes, John Statkos, Trey Smith, Mike Lovelace, Blake Cuttrell, Tanner Ensign, Justin Bell, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Presley, Brady Karowski, all with times. Brighton Coleman, Moth McKinsley, and Billy Smith have not yet set a time as we have 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in practice out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League here at Pocono. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Veteran-owned and operated, Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE, RAIDER PvE. This broadcast is also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shops, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. 3 minutes 45 left to go in practice. Peyton Burkett joining up into the session. We are up to 16 cars out here tonight. Let's jump over to Moth McKinsley. Moth McKinsey, excuse me, in the Blue Chew 69. A very interesting paint job. Blue Chew and Trojan. Sponsored number 69 Chevrolet. All Chevy field out here tonight with the Gen 4 Cup Series. Here at the tricky triangle. A lot of cars struggling out here tonight at Pocono for a 50-lap race. 91 of Krishan Elliott running behind the 4 of Brighton Coleman at the moment. We charge down into turn 3? 2. Now into turn 3. And down the front stretch we go in these Gen 4 Cup cars. Running and revving up to about 10,000 RPM. These cars are monstrously fast. They will run away from you if you're not careful. 91 backing up on pit road, aiming for a black flag at the moment. Just about a minute, 15 seconds left in practice out here tonight. Zero in the 48 now. Mike Presley and Blake Cuttrell. Presley up into the wall off of turn 1 or turn 2. 30 seconds left in practice. Now in qualifying, my apologies, Krishan Elliott will hop on board with in the number 91. We roll off of pit road into turn 1. 3 different height bankings out here tonight at Pocono Raceway with the 3 turns. Makes for a very interesting layout, especially in the old configuration. In these Gen 4 Cup cars, making it very difficult to drive. We watch Krishan Elliott warm up down into turn 2. Unrestricted versions, not the super speedway ones where they have no snot anymore here in iRacing. Hopefully they updated those, as it is week 13. The big update just came the other day. Down into turn 3 we go. Krishan Elliott winding that baby up all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, clipping across the grass a little bit, spinning it, and deciding to go on down pit road. Or pile driving it into the wall. Make sure that he doesn't lose a lap. Let's go over to Mike Loveless instead. Green flag is out for Mike Loveless as we charge down into turn 1, excuse me. I forgot the old layout of Pocono didn't really have a catch fence. They just had the shrubbery on the outside of the track. Down the straight into turn 2 we go. 68 of Mike Loveless in the Meals on Wheels and Water Wheel Foundation number 68. Chrome and green machine out here tonight, running a good time so far. Keeping it in the midline through the corners, trying to keep the speed up. Mike Loveless across the start-finish line. Currently good enough for 3rd. John Stackos and Blake Cutroll just ahead of him. Tanner Ensign in 4th. Quarter second back off of Mike Loveless. Stackos with the 54.092. Currently on the pole out here tonight. 68 of Loveless running a pretty good lap time, though, up to 3rd. Rest of the field starting to jump onto pit road. Back off of turn 3 and down the front stretch we go. Mike Loveless with his final flying lap. Let's see what he can do. Dakota Henderson up to 2nd at the moment. Let's see if Mike Loveless improves. Mike Loveless does not improve. Currently down in 5th at the moment. Not a great run for Mike Loveless down in 5th. Let's jump over to Ty Sykes in the number 1. Ty Sykes with his opening lap now, I believe. Through turn 1 and down the straight into turn 2 we go. Ty Sykes in the number 1 machine. Really trying to set a good time out here tonight. One of only 5 cars yet to set a time. John Stackos, Dakota Henderson, Krishan Elliott, Blake Cutroll, Mike Loveless, Trey Smith, Tanner Ensign, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Presley, Billy Smith, Brighton Coleman. All with times so far. Let's see who can be the best of the rest. Moff McKinsley, Justin Bell, Ty Sykes we're on board with now. Brady Krauske and Peyton Burkett. Ty Sykes cross the start-finish line up to 5th immediately. What a great run from him. Still one more lap to go from Ty Sykes. Oop. Apparently not. Qualifying now over here at Pocono 2009. We get ready to go racing here tonight with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series. Let's take a look at the grid. John Stackos, Dakota Henderson, Krishan Elliott, Blake Cutroll, Ty Sykes, Mike Loveless, Trey Smith we're looking at now. 44, Tanner Ensign, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Presley, running out the top 10. All the way down to 16th, Billy Smith, Bryton Coleman, Peyton Burkett, Brady Karowski, Moth McKinsley, and Justin Bell at the tail end of the field. We get gridding out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. John Stackos missing the start. Dakota Henderson will be your race leader. Krishan Elliott moving up to the front row alongside him. What an interesting situation. Stackos, Burkett, and Bell did not make the start. Moth McKinsley has already crashed towards the tail end of the field. Mike Presley holding up the 4 and the 77 behind him. We get rolling down into turn 1. Pace cars, lights are off, ready to go. Green flag this time by. Here with the Wild West Racing League, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Veteran owned and operated, Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players, and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE. This broadcast also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Wraps, Tier 1 Setup Shop, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. "50 laps of racing here at the Tricky Triangle here in beautiful upstate Pennsylvania as we roll through turn 3, getting ready to go. Green flag off of turn 3 now. Pace cars, lights are off. Waiting on the pace car to dive on down pit road. The sharp pit road entry here at Pocono, which has claimed so many drivers before. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here tonight at Pocono. 48 and the 68 on the high side with a beautiful start. 91 and the 1 on the bottom with the 3. Did not get away very clean. 68 and the 48 on the high side as they charge down into turns 1 and 2. John Stackos and Peyton Burkett off of pit road now. 48 sliding way too far up onto turn 1. Managed to get it back down. 68 of Mike Loveless up to the lead. Blake Cutroll. Krishan Elliott, Ty Sykes looking to make a move into turn 2. Jumping up to our leader now, Mike Loveless. 48 of Blake Cutroll right behind him. Down the back stretch into turn 3 we go. 68, 48, 91, 1, 3, 42, 0, 5, 21, 44, 4, 77, 69. All on the lead lap. John Stackos down 1 and Peyton Burkett down 2. Justin Bell missing the race. Down the front stretch we go. Start of lap 3. Let's jump a little bit into the pack as everybody starts going single file action. Let's jump down to Trey Smith, currently down in 5th at the moment. Running with this front pack, really putting a good job at sticking with them. Ty Sykes just ahead. Fixed setup cars, so when you top out and run out of gears, that's all you have to give, even in the draft. It's not going to help you if you don't have any more availability in the gear to help you go any faster, because you're topping out just about 190 into turn 1 on the front stretch. We charge down the backstretch into turn 3 we go, trying to draft with the 1 of Ty Sykes, 91 of Krishan Elliott, trying to squeeze that high side. Make sure that Trey Smith can't get around him quite as easily. Smith having to fall back in line behind the 91. Dakota Henderson down to the tail of the field. Not sure what... I don't get why this program does that. It's like we already know who's in the lead. Mock McKinsley jumping down to pit road. Not sure what happened there. Moth McKinsley with the off track, spun it into turn 2, tried to recover it, went into the grass. And then we accelerate time. He's just kind of staying there. That may be an attempted deliberate caution as the 3 and the 91 are battling that out off of turn 2. Down into the backstretch, into turn 3 we go. Everybody trying to get settled back in and get back into a good rhythm here. This is arguably one of the hardest tracks here in the Gen 4 Cup cars. 91 of Krishan Elliott started to pull away once again. Let's jump a little bit further down to Tanner Ensign in the 44, trying to run down his teammate Mike Presley, just ahead of him. Dakota Henderson a little bit further up the road. Billy Smith, his teammate, Dakota Henderson's teammate, in the number 21, currently down in 14th. Last car on the lead lap. 20s up. He's down pit road this time. He may be calling it a day. Very far behind out here tonight. Caution is out for the first time tonight. Blake Cuttrell back up to the lead here. Not entirely sure what just happened there. Billy Smith with an off track. I know that happened, so let's take a look. Billy Smith with huge nose damage. Let's rewind this a little bit more and take a look at what really happened. 21 absolutely sends it into turn 2. Drives it in way too hard. Can't get it slowed down in time and destroys that number 21 race car. Trundling down the backstretch, trying to get it back around. The entire right front of the car completely destroyed as he's continuing on. Falls into the grass and gets towed back to pit road. First caution of the night here with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series. Mike Loveless, Blake Cuttrell, Ty Sykes, Krishan Elliott, Trey Smith, Marcus Kaiser, Dakota Henderson, John Statkos, Mike Presley, Tanner Ensign, Brighton Coleman, Peyton Burkett, Brady Karowski, Moth McKinsley down 2 laps. Mike Loveless all of a sudden with nose damage as everybody comes on down pit road. Everybody except for the 69 of Moth McKinsley. Gonna be the lucky dog this time by. Get back out at least 1 lap down. Everybody on pit road at the moment. 48 of Blake Cuttrell away beautifully. Whole field starting to join them off of pit road. Waiting on the rest of the field to get off pit road. Blake Cutterell, John Stackhouse, Kershawn Elliott, Trey Smith, Ty Sykes, Mike Presley, Peyton Burkett, Brighton Coleman, Dakota Henderson, Tanner Ensign, Brady Karowski, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Lovelace still down pit road, choosing to not use his fast repair this early on in the race. Smart move in my opinion. There's still plenty of time left out here tonight. Pace car's lights are off, getting ready to go green flag this time by. My apologies for that, had a little notification I needed to take care of. Through turn 1 we go. Blake Cutterell, John Stackhouse, Kershawn Elliott, Trey Smith, Ty Sykes, Peyton Burkett, Mike Presley, Dakota Henderson, Brighton Coleman, Tanner Ensign, Brady Karowski, Marcus Kaiser, Mike Lovelace, last car on the lead lap, just off of pit road now. Moth McKinsley, down 2 laps still. I thought he was the lucky dog, but I guess not. We get settled back in, rolling down into turn 2. Round turn 2 into turn 3 we go. Pace car getting ready to dive down pit road this time. Pace car is off. Rolling up towards the restart we go. Green flag back in the air. Start a lap 8 of 50. .48 away beautifully. John Stackhouse, Kershawn Elliott right there behind him. 3 wide behind them. 3, 5, and I believe that is a 17 that was in the middle. Off of turn 1 and down the straight into turn 2 we go. 48 of Blake Cutterell running away with it. 08 of John Stackhouse right there behind him, about quarter second back. Kershawn Elliott about third of a second behind him. Off of turn 2 and down the backstretch we go. Ty Sykes also up into the mix. Top 4 within a second of each other. If they can keep this pace going with Blake Cutterell leading the way, they can have some serious racing out here tonight with the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series here on a beautiful Wednesday night here at Pocono Speedway. Blake Cutterell still leading the way as we come to lap 9. Mostly single file action running down through the field. Let's go down to Marcus Kaiser in the number 42. Trying to run down the 17 and the 44 of Peyton Burkett and Tanner Ensign just ahead. Mike Presley, Brighton Coleman behind. Dakota Henderson in front of the 44 and the 17 as well. A lot of fast cars around him. Definitely a decent threat to be around. He's kind of holding up the 0 of Mike Presley. And the 4 of Brighton Coleman, 42. Not the fastest car out here tonight. Everything is a fixed setup race in the Gen 4 Cup Series, but you can still have some pretty good speed in these cars if you know how to drive them. Down the front stretch we go, 1/5 of the way into this race. 40 laps to go this time by. Off of turn 2, apologies for that. Blake Cutterell still leading the way. John Stackos almost half second back. Ty Sykes over a full second behind. The 08 of Stackos off of turn 3. Down the front stretch we go. Field starting to spread out. Drafts not really being effective out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. One of the more difficult tracks. Really is all in the cornering out here at Pocono. These race cars are not the best in the draft, especially in this configuration, in the normal configuration. The super speedway cars also have a bit of a dead zone at the moment here on iRacing for whatever reason. They do not drive nicely in the draft, but everybody's trying to keep things working though. 48 and the 08 working pretty well together. The 08 of Stackos within 1/3 of a second once again, slowly gaining on the corner entry. Running just that little bit lower than the 48. 48 running the groove on the midline through turn 3. Billy Smith off track and onto pit road. Let's jump back down into the field. Let's go over to Dakota Henderson. Right behind the 3 of Trey Smith, 91 of Krishan Elliott, both ahead of him. 44 Tanner Ensign behind. Through turn 1 and onto the stretch into turn 2. 3 of Trey Smith pulling away from him a little bit throughout the corners. Henderson about half second back on Smith. Smith about 1/3 of a second behind Krishan Elliott. Just ahead of him on the road, Ty Sykes running away with it at the moment. 91 of Elliott trying to make the move on Ty Sykes in the number 1. We go through turns 3 now. 3 and the 5 side by side behind them. 91 and the 1 duking it out for the battle for 3rd at the moment. 91 sliding behind the 1 once again. 5 of Dakota Henderson trying to block Trey Smith. Get out of the dirty air. 3 of Trey Smith all over his bumper, staying with him. 42 of 44, of Tanner Ensign and Peyton Burkett behind them, watching this battle unfold. Everybody trying to keep the speed up, keep the cars going forward. Through turn 3 now. 91 in the 5, still battling it out. Having fallen back from Ty Sykes. Krishan Elliott losing some speed out here. Jump a little bit further down into the field. Let's go down to Brighton Coleman in the number 4. The Deering number 4 Chevrolet. Mike Loveless behind him. About 3 seconds back. Brady Krauski another 2 seconds behind Loveless. Coleman about 1.5 seconds behind Mike Presley just up the road. Not a great start to the night for the number 4 out here tonight, but running a good race regardless. Sometimes it's not about winning, it's just about being here and getting the points. You never know how it's going to work out in the later half of the season, especially in the Wild West Racing Leagues. Truly anything can happen in these races. Believe me, I have witnessed it firsthand. When I used to race with the Truck Series, God, almost a 1.5 years ago when I first started. Feels like oh so long ago. Jumping back up into the field a little bit here. Let's go up to Peyton Burkett in the 17. 44, Tanner Ensign, about 2 seconds ahead of her. Or him. God, I don't know why I said her. My apologies. 17 of Peyton Burkett, 2 seconds behind Tanner Ensign. We go through turn 2 and onto the backstretch into turn 3. 15 laps of 50 completed this time by. Into turn 3, 17, running all over the racetrack out here tonight. Not having a lot of grip out here in these Gen 4 Cup Series cars with the Wild West Racing League. Jump back up to our leader, Blake Cuttrell. About a full second ahead of John Stackhouse off of turn 1 and down the stretch into turn 2 we go. 16 of 50 completed this time by with the Wild West Racing League. This is Tier 1 Studio here on YouTube. Brought to you in part by Tier 1 Setup Shops and Tier 1 Wraps, Rock Bottom Racing, WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Witt Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Veteran owned and operated. Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE. RAIDER PvE. 48 up into the wall off of turn 3. Gotta be a little more careful than that. Don't want to beat up the cars too badly here at Pocono. These will wear out very quickly. Do not want to have any major issues in the early parts of this race. We're not even at the halfway mark yet here at Pocono. The tricky triangle. 48 still pulling away though, little by little on John Stackhouse. Ty Sykes over 2.5 seconds back off of Stackhouse. Henderson about another second behind him. Elliott about half a second back on Henderson. Trey Smith down in 6th. Tanner Ensign in 7th. Peyton Burkett in 8th. Marcus Kaiser in 9th. Mike Presley down in 10th. Brighton Coleman in 11th. Mike Lovelace in 12th. Brady Karowski in 13th. Last car on the lead lap. Moth McKinsley down 5 laps. Billy Smith out of the race. Justin Bell failed to start. .48 continuing to beat the hell out of the wall off of turn 3. Not going to survive the entire race length like that. We jump down to 44, Tanner Ensign. I believe this is a Denny Hamlin inspired, or at least a FedEx inspired number 44 machine out here tonight, trying to run down the 3 of Trey Smith. About a second ahead of them through turn 1. Onto the stretch into turn 2 we go. 3 of Trey Smith running a Carson Hocevar Chili's machine out here tonight. Off of turn 2 and down the backstretch we go. Everybody trying to keep up with each other out here tonight. Whole field's getting really spread out here at the tricky triangle. Not a whole lot to talk about, so I apologize for that. We jump up to Krishan Elliott, just a little bit further up the road. 3 of Trey Smith behind him, about half a second back. 5 Dakota Henderson putting some pressure on Ty Sykes once again, about half second gap between the two of them, just up the road. Anyone from Sean Elliott down into turn 3. Trey Smith right there behind him, trying to keep up. Slowly approaching the halfway mark. 69 down pit road. Moth McKinsley down 6 laps now. Whole field starting to really spread out. 30 laps to go out here tonight. Here at Pocono Raceway, 2009 configuration. .29 laps to go. Blake Cutwell across the start-finish line this time in the number 48. Still about half second up on John Stackos. Stackos and Blake Cutwell running away from the rest of the field. Ty Sykes 3.5 seconds back off of the leader. Moth McKinsley crashing with 29 laps to go. He has the meatball flag out here tonight, getting towed back to pit road. Nothing he can do about it. Mike Loveless down pit road this time. Brady Karowski currently last car on the lead lap as the 48 and the 08 continue to run away from the rest of the field off of turn 2. In through turn 3 and onto the front stretch we go again. Everybody trying to keep up with these two out here tonight. Front stretch into turn 1 we go again. 28 laps to go. Mike Loveless down 1 after a quick pit stop. Moth McKenzie, excuse me, still down pit road. Let's jump down to Marcus Kaiser in the 42, running in a bit of a world on his own. 4 seconds behind Peyton Burkett and 3.5 seconds ahead of Mike Presley. Running down the straight into turn 2, the Alabama A&M machine. Number 42 out here tonight. Go over to Brady Karowski in the Surrogays, I believe. I don't know. I don't English very good. Down the front stretch we go. Brady Karowski, last car on the lead lap now, 34 seconds behind the leader. Almost 3/4 of a lap behind the leader of Blake Cutwell. John Stackos really running away from the rest of the field. Ty Sykes will jump up to him now in the number 1 off of turn 3. Dakota Henderson just at the edge of your screen. About half a second, 1 full second behind him. Henderson and the rest of the field out here tonight just not seeming to be any contest to the 48 of Blake Cutwell. John Stackos having a go at him though off of turn 1 and down the front stretch, down the stretch into turn 2 we go. 08 and the 48 fighting it out for the lead here. We come to the halfway marker, 25 laps to go at the line. 48 and the 08 really running each other all over the racetrack. Oh, that's right. I didn't make a paint job for Stackos. I made a paint job for Wayne Isbell. I was like, oh, why isn't he running the paint job I made? Wrong guy. 08 of Stack. Whoa! Big slide from the 48 of Blake Cutwell down the front stretch. Side by side for the lead now. John Stackos with a nose. As we charge down into turn 1. Gonna break just that little bit earlier. 48 of Blake Cutterell. Had that slide cost him any further, he would have not gotten the inside line, but the 08 makes the high side work as the 48 slides up into the wall. Off of turn 1, 08 of John Stackos, new leader out here tonight at the Tricky Triangle here at Pocono Raceway. 48 of Blake Cutterell, big time hit into the wall off of turn 1. Bleeding time, must have broken a wheel out here tonight because he is falling back considerably fast. Ty Sykes starting to reel in the leader as well. No drafting help to work with here at the Triangle now. One of the most crucial parts of racing here. 08 of Stackos down pit road. Ty Sykes following him in. Trey Smith also. Blake Cutterell immediately back into the lead out here tonight. 24 laps to go. Mike Loveless and the 91 of Krishan Elliott trying to help each other out. Get back up into the field, or into the lead. The fight for the lead here, my apologies. .48 of Blake Cutterell down pit road this time. Krishan Elliott, now your race leader out here tonight. Up to the lead now, Peyton Burkett down pit road. Bryton Coleman 16 seconds behind. Krishan Elliott running in a world by himself. This is the time he really needs to run away with it as best as he can. Run out that 91 as hard as possible. Use up whatever he has left in that car to stretch out those tires, to stretch out that fuel just that little bit more. Anything he can save now means the further he can go without having to stop again. Hopefully go for the overcut strategy and stay ahead of Blake Cutterell. Marcus Kaiser with a meatball. John Stackos, Blake Cutterell, Dakota Henderson, Ty Sykes, Peyton Burkett, Trey Smith, Tanner Ensign. Still on the lead lap. 91 of Krishan Elliott down pit road this time. He's slowing down. 08 of Stackos, 30 seconds behind. Just going through turn 3 now, or turn 2, excuse me, now. We come to 22 laps to go. Tanner Ensign with a problem. Got down into the grass and sent it for a spin. Stackos 27 seconds in gaining down the front stretch. Krishan Elliott just entering his pit stall now. .22 laps to go. 08 of John Stackos still leading the way out here at the moment. Blake Cutterell back to just about 3.5 seconds behind. Laps to go. Stackos with a commendable lead, 3 3/4 of a second. Brady Karowski going to be the next car a lap down out here tonight at Pocono as we come down to 20 laps to go. Dakota Henderson back into third at the moment. Oop, wrong car. Just behind the 48 of Blake Cutterell, about 2.5 seconds back, or a second and a half behind, excuse me. I can't count. I'm just an idiot these days. 5 Dakota Henderson slowly trying to reel him back in out here tonight. Not really sure if it's working, as he is quite far back to try and make any kind of draft effective. Jump back down into the field a little bit more. Let's go down to Peyton Burkett, splitting Trey Smith and Tanner Ensign. Trey Smith about 6 seconds ahead of him. Ensign about a second and a half behind. Through turn 1 we go, 17 in the 44. Slowly trying to work on each other here. 17, very slow all of a sudden, down to the bottom of the racetrack. Tanner Ensign breezing on past. Not sure what happened to Peyton Burkett. 17 of Peyton Burkett, very slow into turn 2. We jump over to Tanner Ensign. Mike Lovelace also sneaking past. Stackos over 5 seconds ahead now. Jump back up into the field a little bit more. Let's go over to Blake Cuttrell. Cuttrell 5.2 seconds behind. John Stackos. Stackos really running away with it at the moment out here tonight. Cuttrell, Henderson, and Sykes all within about 2 seconds of each other, 2 or 3 seconds of each other. Out here tonight, into turn 1 we go. 48, 5, 1, and the 77 just on the edge of your screen there. 18 laps to go out here tonight at the Tricky Triangle. Apologies once again that it's not the most interesting broadcast out here tonight, here at beautiful Pocono Raceway. Not a whole lot to talk about when the field's spread so thin. At the moment, Brighton Coleman in the number 4, about 10 seconds ahead of Stackos, currently down in 11th place, trying to keep himself from going a lap down. Stackos down the front stretch. 48 and the 5 starting to work together, starting to reel him back in. They're down to 4.8 seconds as Stackos charges down into turn 1. .08 of John Stackhouse starting to pull away from the 48 once again. Jump over to Dakota Henderson, Hendrick number 5 off of turn 3. One of Ty Sykes, slowly trying to reel him in too. Henderson within about 0.6 of a second of the 48, trying to get out of the dirty air, making the most of it, trying to cool down that number 5 race car down the front stretch into turn 1. Ty Sykes right there behind him, slowly reeling him back in, about 0.6 of a second behind him as well. Some pretty good spacing between all of these cars at the moment as we continue racing. Go to Henderson, still trying to run down the 48. Let's go on down to Krishan Elliott in the 91. Trey Smith about half a second behind him. This is the battle for 6th at the moment. Trey Smith, a good little bit of gap between the two of them. 77 of Brady Karowski going to be going a lap down to these two as they charge down the front stretch. 15 laps to go here at Pocono. This broadcast is brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stand for Wit Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Better known and operated, Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players in different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE. Broadcast also brought to you in part by Rock Bottom Racing, Tier 1 Setup Shops, Tier 1 Wraps, and Tier 1 Studios here on YouTube. Mike Loveless down pit road this time. Brady Karowski down a lap. Marcus Kaiser out of the race. 14 laps to go. Statco still in the lead, pulling away by another 2.25 on Blake Cuttrell. He is 6.3 seconds ahead of Blake Cuttrell in the 48. Dakota Henderson starting to really fall back off of Cuttrell as we enter the dying laps of this race. 13 laps to go out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Again, folks, sorry for the kind of dry broadcast. I don't have any way to really make it any more interesting when there's not a whole lot going on the track. Laps to go this time by Peyton Burkett down pit road. Mike Loveless and Brady Karowski both down 1. Dakota Henderson down pit road this time. Blake Cuttrell still holding second place, 7.25 seconds behind. Ty Sykes about 0.6 behind him. Krishan Elliott over 9 seconds behind them. Trey Smith also as well. They go down into turn 1, riding on board with Trey Smith now. 91 to Krishan Elliott, about 2 car lengths ahead. We go through turn 1 and onto the straight, down into turn 2. Winding on down towards 10 laps to go here at Pocono. Next time by. Statco's passing Michael Presley. Oop. Statco's with a bit of a radio issue. 7.5 seconds ahead of Blake Cuttrell. Krishan Elliott about 8 seconds behind him. Trey Smith about 0.3 behind him. As the 08 breezes on past, trying to fight the 44, get another lap, or another car a lap down, excuse me. Only 7 cars left on the lead lap. Ten laps to go. 08 of John Statko still leading the way. Wright and Coleman just ahead of him now. About to go a lap down as we come into the single digits, trying to round out this race out here tonight at Pocono Raceway, approaching 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. 08 of John Stackhouse down pit road. Very interesting move at this point of the race. Not sure if he is just running out of fuel. Trey Smith with a black flag. Blake Cuttrell back up into the lead of this race. Sean Elliott over 9 seconds behind. Of Blake Cuttrell back up into the lead of this race after the 08 of John Stackhouse went down pit road for a pit stop. 3 of Trey Smith going down pit road as well. A lot of guys running out of fuel towards the end of this race. 48 may have saved just enough. 8 laps to go out here tonight at the tricky triangle here with the Wild West Racing League, slowly reeling in Mike Presley just ahead of him. Seven laps to go. Blake Cuttrell still leading the way at the moment, trying to run down the 0 of Mike Presley. Excuse me. This is the problem with having more than one guy with the same name. It's Mike, 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 and Mike. Because I always forget, because everyone shows up on the timesheet with their first name. Oh, I don't know. First. Blake Cuttrell still leading the way. Sean Elliott in second. John Stackhouse, Dakota Henderson, Ty Sykes, Mike Lovelace, Brighton Coleman, Tanner Ensign, Mike Presley, last car on the lead lap. Brady Karowski down 1. Trey Smith down 2. Burkett, Kaiser, McKenzie, Smith, and Bell are all out of the race. 6 laps to go here at Pocono Raceway. Off of turn 2, down the backstretch, trying to run down Mike Presley once again as we go down into turn 3. Presley doing everything he can to run away from the 48 of Blake Cuttrell, who is trying to win it all out here tonight. Blake Cuttrell up 3 positions since the start. Brighton Coleman up 5, most improved car on track, down in 7th. Brady Karowski up 4. And everybody else pretty much up 1. Ty Sykes, Mike Lovelace right where they started. 44, Tanner Ensign right where they started. 5 laps to go as we charge down into turn 2. .48 of Blake Cuttrell just trying to nurse this number 48 Lowe's machine around turn 2 and down the backstretch. Keep this car moving forward and finish out this race out here tonight. The Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series. with a dominating win out here tonight. He is still about 9 seconds clear of Krishan Elliott in the number 91. At this point, throw the checkered flag and call it a night. We're all done. Nothing left to do. 4 laps to go. Anything at this point will be overtime. .48 of Blake Cuttrell still trying to just catch up to Mike Presley just ahead of him. Presley still running away with the help of Brighton Coleman just ahead of him. Presley passing Coleman for 8th place at the moment as we go through turn 3. 3 laps to go out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Let's actually jump over to the battle for 8th. Mike Presley and Brighton Coleman. Presley starting to pull away from Coleman, almost a second clear already. 48-44 just ahead. 48 behind him and the 4 as we go through turn 1. Two laps to go for Blake Cuttrell out here tonight at Pocono Raceway. He will stay on board with the leader for the end of this race. Let's actually jump over to Gyrocam and take a lap on board with Blake Cuttrell in the dominating number 48 out here tonight. White flag is out, coming back no matter what for Blake Cuttrell. Oh, down into the grass. He overshot his turn and sent it into the grass. Blake Cuttrell with a late mistake could have cost him dearly. Trying to get past the 0 and the 4, putting them both a lap down. Tanner Ensign just ahead now. Overshot the turn a little bit too hard there. Got to be more careful with that. We come off of turn 2. Down the backstretch we go. Off of turn 3, Blake Cuttrell comes across the start-finish line here at Pocono Raceway and wins in flying fashion. Krishan Elliott 7.3 seconds down in second. John Statkos in third, down almost 14. What a finish out here tonight from the number 48. Again, folks, apologies for the very dull live stream out here tonight. Not much I can really do about it. But Blake Cuttrell wins out here tonight. Let's get him in here. Blake Cuttrell, this is Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. Do you got me?
I got you. What's up, Pat?
Congratulations on a dominating win out here tonight at Pocono Raceway, over 7.3 seconds ahead of Krishan Elliott down in second. Talk us through it.
Well, we were about 5 laps on each run short, so we're about 10 laps short total on the whole run here. We pitted at about 5 on lap 5, So I knew I had to save about 2.5 laps of fuel. I ended up crossing the line with 0.08 laps left, so I don't got a lot left, but we just managed to save just enough. And yeah, saved enough, man.
Well, as you burn it down on the front stretch, we congratulate you once again on a dominating finish out here tonight. 50 Shades of Jimmy Johnson as you backed it into the wall there for a second. Congratulations once again. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, man. Thank you to Trey, Krishan, Kaiser, Tanner. You know, everybody that helps put it together, running the league and everything. I appreciate all of them. Thank you, Pat, for broadcasting.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me. And hope to see more of you. I believe we're back Sunday with the Wild West League.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us
Thank
once
you, Pat.
again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's get Krishan Elliott in here next. Krishan Elliott, this is Pat Wilkinson up the booth. You got me. Did Krishan Elliott? Krishan. Krishan Elliott, this is Pat Wilkinson up the booth. You got me. We'll come back. Let's get John Stackhouse in here, your third place finisher. John Stackhouse, this is Pat Wilkinson up at the booth. You got me.
Hello, Patrick.
There you are. I was worried for a minute. It's like, wait a minute, Krishan didn't talk and now John's not talking. What happened? What broke?
How are you, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Congratulations on the fantastic P3 out here tonight. Seemed like you and the rest of the field were really struggling to try
fuel
and keep
savings
up with that
suck.
48.
Yeah, I was pacing him that whole first stint, and then it was just after the first pit stop, I was pretty much gone, and then it went into fuel saving mode. But I don't race like that. I don't look at fuel. I just go look at my tires and go.
Well, it seemed to work out for you in the end, finishing in third over 10 or 12 seconds ahead of Dakota Henderson down in fourth. So I'd say it worked out pretty well for you in the end. Congratulations on a fantastic P3. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Thanks to the racers. Everybody did, they always do well in this room. Everybody gives each other a little bit of respect and some room. I appreciate that. And Team Fearless, woot woot. And to you up in the booth and for the broadcast, thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much, and hope to see more of you in the future.
All right, buddy. Ciao.
You as well. Thank you. Well, Krishan Elliott just left, so I'm going to assume we're not going to talk to him. So, thank you all for watching a slightly boring live stream out here tonight. My apologies for that. With Tier 1 Studio, Tier 1 Setup Shop, Tier 1 Wraps, and Rock Bottom Racing, this has been the Wild West Racing League Gen 4 Cup Series, brought to you in part by WIO Outlaw Custom Diecast, the Stanford Wet Foundation, Redline Radio, and Raiders Wasteland, the premier DayZ experience on Xbox. Veteran-owned and operated, Raiders Wasteland offering something for every gamer looking to survive the zombie apocalypse. Weekly events for PvE and PvP players, and different maps for all to enjoy. Join the Discord today at Raider PvE. My name's Pat Wilkinson up in the booth. This has been the Wild West Racing League, and until next time, goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers. Out in the shop, late night lights, grease on our hands, chasing lap times, every turn, every line we find. trying to build that edge you feel when you drive. From the blacktop tracks to the dirt out back, we've been putting in work, yeah, we live like that. Not just fast for a lap, we make it last. So when it counts, you're gone on the gas. We don't guess, we know what it takes. Every setup built from the ground, we break. If you want that feel when the car locks in, you're in the right place. Let's go win. Yeah, we built one. Yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, with a reason you're leading tier 1. Set up shop tier 1. Take it straight to the front. League nights, open runs, we're the ones you want. Dialed in speed, yeah, we don't miss shots. If you wanna win races, tier 1, set up shop. Got weekly sets ready, ready to roll. Quality trim sharp, race pace control. Builders in the lab, yeah, they stay on it. Every tweak, every change, we gain on it. Need a custom fit, yeah, we do that too. Built to match your style, what you like to do. And it ain't just speed, it's a team right here. We ride together every lap, every gear, yeah, we test, we tune, we put in the miles. Turn bad weeks into victory smiles. From rookies to pros, we're all about growth. Now fire that motor, let's get to the front. Yeah, we built for the win, yeah, we built for the win. Hammer down, let it ride, do it all again. From the green flag flying to the checkered drop, with a reason you're leading tier 1. Set up shop tier 1. Yeah, you know the name. When the pressure's on, we bring the game. From the shop to the track, yeah, we don't stop. If you wanna win races, tier 1, set up shop. See you in Victory Lane. Tier 1, set up shop. Tier 1. Tier 1. Yeah. Fired up. This one's for the drivers. Out in the